I have a confession to make. Just give me a second while I walk around my light set up here and you can see me. Now, let's be honest. We love confessional reporting. Like, if I say I got a confession to make, you're all ears. So what I'm gonna ask is that we maintain eye contact the entire time. We just stay in the present moment, man. Me, you. I'm excited because I have been talking to myself all day. I've been talking to myself all day. And you know what happens when I talk to myself? I start speaking. No one is around. And I just start talking. It's probably clinical, but it happens. And I figured you want to in on it. You want to hear what I'm saying to myself. It sounds pretty narcissistic, I get you. But stay in the present moment with me and keep the eye contact and you'll see your narcissistic considerations dissolve. Like cold breath. When I talk to myself over and over and over again, I say so many things that I want you to hear, and then it's like I gotta take notes in my brain. I have this Stickies application in my Mac, and I'm on Facebook a lot, and I'm reading other people's amazing thoughts, and I'm like, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. And I've got like probably 150 little sticky bars, and you click on it, and then there's pages and pages and pages of your thoughts, okay? So if I could do that with your thoughts, you could do that with mine. Although you don't have to put this video in a sticky application, you could just watch it. Now, I don't know how long we're going to go today because I got some really exciting shit to talk about. And I'm not going to put myself on a timeline or a schedule. Usually I go about 5 minutes, but that's not going to happen today. How's my hair? Being in the present moment, I learned this as an actor, that when you are in the present moment, you can avail yourself of the entire manifest realm, so to speak. That's a little metaphorical, but what it means is like anything and everything can come to you because you don't have a prescribed narrative, or official route that you must travel, right? I don't even know what I'm about to say next, okay? But I keep it real. And if you think about it, what I'm doing here is vis-a-vis all the see that bird? Hear that bird? Vis-a-vis all the mainstream news medias that you may or may not, I'm going to be charitable here, listen to on a daily basis. It's just me against Fox, against MSNBC, against BBC, against Snopes. I'm going to take down Snopes. I'm going to take down Wikipedia because you actually think Wikipedia is legit. Now, it is legit for fairly orthodox stuff. Like, I love the band Rush. I love to research Rush. It was quite a moment when I realized that Rush was my favorite band and Soundgarden is no longer my favorite band. I go to Wikipedia to find out about Rush. But when I'm examining, like, for instance, globalism and the United Nations and Agenda 21 and all this shit, Wikipedia, Snopes, no, I don't think so. I'm an independent researcher. I am a conspiracy theorist. Oh! God, I got shot just for saying it. I got shot. Oh, well, good thing I have a vivid imagination because that's not... Oh, I got shot again! Conspiracy theorist. If you look up the kind of genealogy of that term, it was coined in the 50s by the CIA to basically slander people who investigated alternative accounts, unofficial narratives of what the government was telling people. Whoa! That sounds like a badge of honor nowadays, don't it? Anyways, I got my own little Fox News here. I have 5 lights. This light is not working. I wish it were. It's fucking raining again. You no doubt recognize that gutter from the last video that I recorded while it was evening. Anyways, isn't that kind of cool? Can you see this breath? Anyways, I met a man a couple nights ago who maybe, I'm not sure, from outer space, like an alien in a human form. I'm not saying that this is actually the case. I'm opening it up. And let me tell you why. And all the shit that I discovered talking to this guy. So I was at a bookstore, and this is wild, because I was checking out The Matrix in the DVD. Now, The Matrix is my favorite trilogy. And the second two movies, I'm sorry, if you don't like the second two movies, get out of town, because they're fucking amazing. You gotta sit with that shit, bro. Sit with that shit. Rock it. Put your hermeneutical helmet on. And bam! Get in there. Get in there. I was looking because I was considering buying a this single or double disc thing that has all 4 movies, the trilogy and Animatrix. And this other dude was right next to me. Now, I already have the Ultimate DVD, Ultimate Matrix collection that has 10 discs. I mean, look at me. Of course I would fucking have that, right? Look at this. And he was there, and we were both looking at the Matrix. And I said to him, because I just talk to people, right? Intimacy. We believe that there are strangers all around us, and I get that. Of course there are strangers. But then from another perspective, from a meta perspective, from an affective decision of my heart, there ain't no strangers. This is all the heart. My brother, my sister, my brother, my heart. Right there, you. I was talking to this guy. We were both looking at the Matrix. And I said to him, out of nowhere, out of the blue, out of the green, of the ones and the zeros down the screen, I said, man, you really ought to get that. It's like, that is a dope deal. That's like $15 for all 10 movies. It's behind the scenes stuff. I haven't actually watched it, but I've watched the movies, all 4 movies. It's in storage in another state. I said, that's great. And then he looks at me. Oh my God. Okay, and this is where it begins. He looks at me. He turns to me. He looks at me. We're both sitting there just looking at the Matrix. There's like 12 or 15 copies, because this is like a used bookstore with all these CDs and DVDs. It's amazing. It's like a warehouse of used stuff. It blows my mind. I love to just... Oh, and he is the same way. He loves to just go to these places. Now, he's a little weird, because he just kind of like goes around and floats around like a butterfly and just strikes up conversations. And later, you'll realize why, as I keep telling you this. And I'm like, bro, you should get this 10-pack, the Ultimate Matrix. And then this, I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself. He turns to me and says, you know that shit's real, right? And I'm like, oh, a soulmate. I'm like, oh, okay. And so I take a moment. I'm like, well, yeah, man. I mean, it could be real in the sense that we actually are living in a matrix, and there's artificial intelligence that's sucking our vital life force and treating us as batteries to program its the machine construct called the Matrix, which is a program in our minds so that they can fucking live. All that stuff. The literal plot of the Matrix trilogy. Or we could look at it metaphorically. But even if we're looking at it metaphorically, it's a very true metaphor. And he goes, no, no. And then he just looks at me like, I'm a preschooler. And he's like, no, no. It's real. He goes, have you ever heard of IAI? I'm like, do you mean AI? He's like, no. And then he has this almost kind of like quasi-supercilious. Yeah, you like that word. I love that word. Supercilious. It means cilia. It's Latin for hair. Supercilious is like an upraised eyebrow. This is the cilia. Super is like up in this context. It means to have like a... It's getting supercilious on me. And he starts with this teacher-student role-playing. You could feel the energetic shift in the intersubjective space. Oh, now I'm in a lower position than you. You're going to teach me. You're going to school me. Okay, I'm cool, because I love knowledge. I'm a knowledge whore. Suck that shit up. Knowledge lingus. So, he says, no, IAI is integrated artificial intelligence. I'm like, okay. And then it starts, man. Then we talk for a freaking hour. And it's true. I was the student. Now, I don't know if he was a legit teacher because he was fucking out there. Now, I've been involved in conspiracy research for a year. And it's obvious that I am crazy. I'm less crazy than you are, but I am crazy. And isn't that crazy that I would say I'm less crazy than you, and here I'm doing all this and you're there? You got me? You got me. So, after by the time there was an hour, we had reached such a simpatico. We were so connected. And he was schooling me. He was teaching me. He was talking about shit that I don't even want to tell you about because then I'm going to seem crazy. I mean, more crazy. Like a total loon. And what I will say is that there are some things I can tell you about what happened. First of all, I experienced what is called cognitive dissonance. KogDiss! Cognitive dissonance. What I mean is that as he was talking and talking and talking, I felt this resistance in my heart, which was fear. I'm like, if this shit's really real, what he's talking about, I'm afraid. Now, it's crazy because I've been doing alternative research, conspiracy theory for a year, and I've heard a lot of weird shit. Now, when I say I'm into conspiracy theory and alternative research, what I'm into is figuring out why the world is psychotic. That's really what it's about. Because I don't believe that the world needs to be psychotic. And when I look at how the world is psychotic, I look at it from as many different angles as possible. Presently, and in the past, and the future. And I'm just trying to figure out how we got to this point that is so unbelievably psychotic. Because I'm not psychotic. The people I know aren't psychotic. None of us are fucking out of it. And I would say most human beings aren't psychotic, and yet we live in a psychotic world. Now, that's kind of weird. And none of us like to be ruled, but we all have these rulers. And wow, isn't it strange that we have 194 countries? And I bet at least 150 of them have multi-billion-dollar budgets, sometimes 10 billions, hundreds of billions of dollars, to create military technology that has one purpose only, which is to slaughter human beings by the millions and the billions. Now, that is a fucked up world. You got me? Are you maintaining eye contact right now? Because I'm taking you into the cognitive dissonance. KogDiss, baby. KogDiss. KogDiss. I'm bringing it back in. I'm getting a little agitated. But that's cool. Don't try to life coach me out of my agitation. My agitation is in this case, my roused up boner. If you could see the boner of masculinity saying, fuck that. Where was I? We were talking. The motherfucker was schooling me. We even went outside of the place. It was freezing. We talked, and we talked, and we talked. And he talked about the craziest shit, like I've said. But then he talked about really rational, cool stuff. I was like, I got my cognitive dissonance began maybe 30 minutes in when I was like, okay, some of this is really good shit. And some of this is so whacked out and crazy, I'm going to have to bracket it for further investigation. But then I was like, why the cognitive dissonance? Because I was like, I wanted to know, black and white, whether what he was saying, the sum total of it, was actually true. All of it. And then I was like, nah, that's my cognitive dissonance. So that was like a nugget right here. Can you see me? That was like a nugget right here in my heart. I was like, oh, how much of this is true? How much of this is false? Oh my God. And I want to tell you what he was talking about, but I don't really want to tell you because I don't want him to be identified. But that's crazy, because now I'm starting to talk like him. Because one thing he said is that there's a space program, right? And they have all this sophisticated technology where they can read the letters on this DVD. And he picked up a DVD. See those letters? They can read that from outer space. And so he was like doing this, right? And someone would come by, like someone who worked at the store, and they'd ask us if we need some help, and he'd go like this. And he would signal me to walk like 4 or 5 feet away. I don't want to tell you more about him because now I'm starting to feel like him. Anyways, we went outside, we talked. My cognitive dissonance, again, is like, how much of this is bullshit and how much of it is true? I wanted to know either way. And then I realized, holy shit, some of it's bullshit and some of it's true. I don't know what it is. But what I did realize is that I had to maintain eye contact with this motherfucker the whole time. Do you know that? That's from my Zen Buddhism training. I mean, that's part of it. I'm not going to say everything's Zen, but the eye-to-eye transmission is the mind-to-mind transmission. I had to fucking upload everything that this guy was telling me, right? And so he was telling me stuff that was so disorienting that I'm still dealing with my cognitive dissonance today, which is 2 days later. What I want you to imagine is, imagine that I've got a 10th grade level in alternative research, and I'm hanging out with people online who've got a PhD in alternative research. And I study them, and they're really wonderful. And they teach me a lot of things because I'm so fucking hungry. This dude had like 10 PhDs. He was saying shit, like I said, or maybe I said before, I don't know, I've talked a lot to myself today. I don't know what I told you and what I just told nobody. I'm even lost at this moment, but he was talking about stuff that my really brilliant friends online don't even talk about. Maybe they think it's all bunk. Bunkus. I love that word. Bunkus. And so what I was experiencing is what my friends who don't do conspiracy theory or alternative research was experiencing, cognitive dissonance. And I felt the fear in my heart. Now maybe I'm a little different from my non-conspiracy friends because I know what to do. I know what to do when I feel the cognitive dissonance in my heart. Yo, I know, I gotta stay with that shit because he was up here and I was down here. I was, like I said, I'm 10th grade. This guy had 10 PhDs in this shit. But he was also out there. Like, even when we were outside and someone drove up to look at the free books, he's like, you see that guy over there? Come here. See that guy over there? Yeah, just watch him. Watch what he's doing. And I'm like, oh shit. Because I was in this cognitive dissonance moment where I was like, is this dude over here who's getting the free book? Hey, the light just turned on. Hey, yo, is this guy who's getting the free book, is he really fucking scanning me right now? Was he really sent by someone else? I was like, that's bullshit. No, he's not. And then I was like, over here thinking, okay, now this guy, my friend, by this point, is delusional. He's paranoid, schizophrenic. And so I was like, oh God. And he's talked about so many things that are so amazing. So you can imagine just the different fucking rivers of cognitive dissonance that were inside of me. And then you know what he said fucking at the beginning of the conversation? Because I said to him, after he was on a fucking roll, I said to this guy, man, how do you know all this? I said, you are obviously you are obviously doing a lot of research online. And then he turns to me. I said, no man, I don't do any research online. And I'm like, what? He goes, they come to you. They know. So when you're awake enough, they'll come to you and they'll start telling you stuff. And that's when I was like, okay, I gotta listen to this dude because as an artist and a mystic and a conspiracy theorist, I mean, I want it all. And even if this guy is totally loony, I won't know if he's loony and totally nuts and full of shit until we get to the end of the conversation that we started. That's the thing. How do you even know? Hello, cognitive dissonance. How do you even know whether anything is true or false until you touch that shit? You gotta touch that shit. It's called intimacy. I'm gonna coin a phrase for you right now. Epistemic intimacy. You gotta touch all the knowledge. And then you say to yourself, how do you like the knowledge that I brought? Because then you gotta bring it. Right? You gotta bring it. You gotta gift that shit. And that's what my friend, who could have been a fucking man from outer space, for all I know. I'll call him KogDiss. That's what my friend taught me. That I got to work with my own levels of cognitive dissonance as I'm bringing out the gifts to everybody else and they experience the cognitive dissonance. But what we gotta do is keep it real. We gotta feel each other and we gotta just go like this. Keep the eye contact, baby. Keep it. Feel it.